Greetings, programs, and welcome back to Prime Time, Part 6. Today, as you can see, we're looking at the Universe Voyager Optimus Prime from, I want to say 2008-ish. I can't remember, but, so if you remember in my last video, I said that Galaxy Prime was my favorite Prime. This is what I would have to say is objectively the best Prime. So, really quick, just take a look at him. He's actually got the classic rub symbol on the side here. Right now, it is very cold where I live, so if I don't rub it, it won't work. You can see it's just instantly fading away. But, you know, he's got the throwback rub sign, which is cool. Lot of really nice, just little panel details all over him. There is actually, like, you know, sort of a steering wheel in the cab there. You know, really nicely detailed truck mode here. And, yeah, I really like this one. So, to transform this guy, first thing you're going to do is pop off smokestacks. They just have these little offset pegs here that go into these yellow spots on the back of the cab. Then actually, after you take this off, what you're going to want to do is pull these little parts out from the inside. Flip these back. And then sandwich the whole thing together, and you get Optimus's gun. And funny enough, these parts down here, I only just realized you're supposed to flip those out, like, as I was getting ready to record this. Yeah, I don't have instructions for this guy, and I somehow managed to miss it on the videos I watched about this character. So there you've got your gun. Then you're going to pull this part off of the top. And you can either just leave it like this, and it will be a shield. Which is, you know, already kind of a nice little feature. I always like when your robot actually gets a shield. Or, what you can do is fold it in half like this. Flip this up, and then with great difficulty, get this little speck out at the end, and have a bigger gun. So, yeah, it's either the ridiculous gun, or it's your shield, which is nice. I like when you can do multiple things with the same part. Then, for Prime himself, you're going to want to pop these side panels down, fold them over, kind of work just the whole side of the cab out like that. Do it on the other side. Go ahead and split the legs and then bend them down just to get them out of the way. And since we're already down here, just go ahead and flip out the feet. And then there's knee pads you can flip up too. So then we'll come back up here. We will straighten out the arm. The ratchets on this guy have held up pretty well, so he's a little bit tight to work with here and there. Going to spin the entire upper half of the cab around. This is sometimes easier to do if you pull out the arms, and then there's this piece. Pull that up. Oh, I forgot. You have to take the wheel. Let me flip this back. Flip the front wheels here up, and then this piece should get little clearance to come down a little bit. This guy does, there's a lot of fairly tight spots for transforming this guy. He's not an easy figure to mess with, but he's very much worth it when you do. So yeah, make sure you've got this folded up all the way. Sorry if the camera's going in and out of focus as things swing past it. But yeah, make sure that's up all the way. Then this will come down just a little bit, give you clearance for this. Fold that back. Reach in here. Said reach in here. Give me a second. Yeah, reach in there and get his head out. Just spin that around. See if we can get the camera a little bit better positioned here. Rotate the arms into place, bring them down, fold out his fists, and then this whole part will just swing around the arm. And I had his arm backwards, because of course I did. So yeah, yellow piece goes in the front. And just a whole bunch of swinging and folding and spinning around with these big panels that made up half of the cab. And there we go. You have one of the probably best looking Optimus Prime figures out there. Now, of course he does have the arm kibble, and I completely forgot to fold this back up like an idiot, but he's got a little backpack here from the wheels and this chunk, and he's got the big sleeves or whatever, but overall, he still looks so cool. My second favorite figure, and objectively, I would have to say the best one that I own. I hear the Siege Voyager is, probably the best ever, without going into the Masterpiece territory. Don't have that one. I have this one, and I love this one. So, for posability, his head is on... I think it's just a straight swivel here, so he can look back and forth, and then you can use the joint it transformed on to have him look down and up, so he's got pretty good head motion there. Full, really tight swivel there at the shoulder. Arm goes out. A ratchet for the elbow goes full 90. It's just hard to show because of the sleeve, but nothing at the wrist. He does have a little bit of waist rotation, but you have to untransform the back here to get it to move. So it's there technically, it's just kind of locked. Knee can go all the way forward. Most of the way back, actually, surprising for all of his butt garbage there. Leg goes out all the way, more than just the splits. And a little bit over 90 at the knee there. And you can bend the toe down. Unfortunately, this was before the days of, widespread ankle tilt. So his feet are just kind of there. They never fully sit flat, but it's whatever. It still looks really good. He does have light piping. It's a little hard to see right now, and I forgot my flashlight, but you can kind of see he's got some nice deep blue light piping there. The windows for the truck cab, by the way, are also clear. Obviously, they're a nice... I think they're the same blue as the light piping. Just since they're thinner, they look a little lighter, but either way. And you can go ahead, give him his gun here. Give him his other gun there. And there's actually a little notch on the back of the gun that goes right over this bit of yellow on the arm, which is nice because it gives it a little bit more clearance so he can hold it better. And then he can stand there and just be insanely cool with giant guns. So, really quick, I'm going to get him back to vehicle mode, because there's something else you can do with him. If you go mess with third-party things, that makes this figure just that much better. So, be right back. Okay, and after way more hassle than I like to admit, yeah, for this guy's size, he does actually have a pretty involved transformation, and it really matters, like, what order you do things in. If you're looking for a good reference on transforming him, probably don't follow mine, because as you saw, I got stuck trying to figure out this whole part on the front. But, you know, really involved transformation. I really appreciate it. If anyone remembers, you know, especially on the older figures, they always used to have the whole, oh, this is a advanced, you know, transformation. This is a basic transformation. To this day, I'm trying to find a figure that they actually gave the highest difficulty rating for the transformation. But anyway, you'll notice I left his exhaust stacks off. We'll get back to that in a minute, but this guy had tons upon tons of third-party offerings, just things to give him, you know, upgrade kits to make him more like the IDW figure, or design, I guess. You know, like 3 or 4 different armor sets done by Fans Project, you know, have like Powered Commander, City Commander. I think all of those were for him. I haven't actually looked into them. I do plan on doing that. But I have here what I think is the best thing you can get if you have this figure. Which, you should have this figure. This is still an incredible figure. But released also by Fans Project, we have the G3 trailer. So this is making this guy my only Optimus with a proper trailer. Not that stupid thing the Cyberverse guy had. An actual massive trailer. So, on the bottom, you'll see there's just this little round hole, basically. That will sit over these 2 little pegs that are here on Optimus's legs. So you just drop that over. And there you go. Now Optimus can roll out properly. And so, to focus just on this trailer for a while, so I guess you're technically getting a double review here. Under here you can pull out the legs so it can stand on its own. And this trailer does so much. It's actually incredible. So, first thing I'm going to do here is what they called the stealth mode. So for the stealth mode, you'll notice there's just all these little panels everywhere on this guy. Or on this thing. I believe they sold the trailer as Parallax. I do actually have the box nearby, because I even want to take a look at the box for this thing, because even the box has cool stuff. So, just to make this a little easier on myself, I'm going to pop the trailer in half, so I can fold up this little panel here on each side, then sandwich it all back together. Trailer doors do open, and sometimes I find I have to open them so I can adjust this little piece inside, get everything lined up so it can actually do that. I wish these legs here would lock out instead of what they do, but it's whatever. Then you'll grab these really long panels here, flip these over, front and back. Then pull down on here. And you end up with the absolute fingerprint magnet of the stealth mode. Hello! But yeah, this was their attempt to explain where the trailer goes when Optimus transforms in the old cartoon. It just becomes invisible. So, that's really nice, actually. I do find that pretty cool. It's silly, but it's cool, so let's get all closed back up here, because it just... If it can get fingerprints or track, a stray hair from anywhere in the, a 10-mile radius, it will draw to those mirrors. So, for the next thing we're going to do, we're going to flip out these little panels and fold out even further legs for it to stand on. Split it in half again. Fold these two panels down. Try to keep this in shot. Fold this down, and then fold out the ramp. And you get sort of the, I guess, pseudo base mode here. Go ahead and fold those all the way down. And as you can see, there's a whole bunch of chrome weapons in here. These are included for other characters that came out around the same time. They just have a little pegs that they slide over. Unfortunately, it can be a little tight sometimes. But yeah, just all these unique little chromed weapons modeled after, different characters, specific guns they came with back in the day. The only one I can actually identify is this sword that I can't get off right now. I know that this is Grimlock's sword. So, oh yeah, it is on there right now, unfortunately. Yeah, they tell you in order to get these off when they are stuck, to spin them back and forth. This is the only weapon that pegs on with two pegs, so that is apparently staying there for now. By the way, yes, I did finally manage to get the sword unstuck, and it will now be wielded by its rightful owner, Grimlock. So, moving this to get a little bit better view, you have the little repair robot in the back here. So you can flip him up, pull out its arms. These little grabby hands do open as well, which is pretty nice. There's even a spot right here you can rotate down to bring out like a little robot eye so it can see as it works or something like that, I guess. So you get that in here. There's also a little... Hey, not yet. Got a little targeting system back there. Because as he was trying to show already, if I close these all back in, if you straighten this guy up the rest of the way on his tab, or on his arm, he's got these guns that will deploy on their own. So, it's a little floppy, but you can work with it. Just do something like that, and there you go. So, again, there's just stuff this thing does everywhere. And, the idea with this, at least, is, there are little pegs right here, so that, you can actually have a figure, holding on to the gun and using it like a turret, which is pretty cool. So, go ahead and fold this all back down in. And as you've noticed, there's an empty void in here, which is filled by roller. Because what Optimus trailer is complete without a roller? So, you got like a million little wheels on this guy. All 12 of them roll really, really smoothly and very noisily. I don't actually know if that hole is for anything. You can kind of set, peg a gun into it or something. Not this gun, but Let's go ahead and yank the shield off of Prime. You can put it in there, and you've got Turtle Roller. Okay. So, yeah, I looked in the directions. I do have the directions for the trailer. Voice crack. But yeah, I've got the trailer's directions, not Prime's. And it makes no mention of this. But what it does mention you can do is pull this out, flip this piece back, and flip these down. And there was a little, like, Energon Cube carrier that came with one version of, like, I think it was a convention version of one of their Commander trailers. And it'll actually just sit down in here. So, flip this guy back together here. He goes, as you would assume, he just pops in right here. He does actually clip in because the spot there that you use to attach the trailer to Prime, if you pull it this way, it will launch roller. So, again, nice little feature. And really quick, while I'm thinking about it, I know I keep mentioning these Commander trailer things. What you can do while it's still in trailer mode, you can flip this piece up. Then there's a little section right here. You can pull out, flip around, open it up, then move this piece up, and you get another little tab here. You can actually peg the Commander trailer onto here and go like full, God Bomber, Super Genrai mode, where he's got two trailers going behind him. So let's just get that put away here really quick. And yet another thing you can do with this, go ahead and split it back open again. Had it backwards, because of course I did. Just stand it up while it's like this. Bring out the robot arms. Try to keep this in shot as best I can. It is getting insanely tall. If you'll notice in the background, I actually had to change how I have all this laid out just to try to get it all to fit. But you can bring the arms down, and now you have the repair bay mode that the old trailer, I think it was the G1 trailer did this too. So just another way you can use it, and then you can actually take his gun and shield. Specifically, while this is a shield, there's a little peg up here. If I can manage to line things up. Which is very, very hard to do because the shield is so big. You can peg in the shield there. Then the gun will sit right here. So while he's in robot mode, you can actually you can store his weapons in there, store everyone else's weapons as well, and then you can grab your Optimus and stand him in the repair bay and have him get fixed up. So, yeah, when a friend found out that I was getting this Optimus figure, he's like, dude, you gotta have the trailer. And I very much agree, so shout outs both to my buddy Tim for getting me the Optimus, and then Jorge for helping hook me up with the trailer. And to take a quick look at the box here, like I said I was going to, the box is really cool just because there's actually was a little panel right here that you could tear off. So not only do you have the whole trailer, over here on display, but there's actually a spot they molded in so you can put Prime in there as well. Then on the top, you can throw in your carrier. You can see where all the weapons were stored, so if you want to take them back out, the weapons will, go back in their little slots. And as you can see on the back here, they show you can add in the different commander trailers that go on the back here. Shows the stealth mode, all the different stuff it does. So yeah, there's that. So yeah, if you don't have this Optimus, you should get this Optimus, because for the longest time this was like the standard in Optimus figures. And even though I guess there's a few that are supposed to be better than it, it's still just an incredible figure. And then, if you already have this figure, find the trailer. The trailer is awesome. It does a million things. It has a roller, which, by the way, I forgot to mention, the roller has a little tiny G3 carrier license plate on him, which is just kind of cute. So, yeah, go ahead, get this figure if you haven't already, gone into bankruptcy from trying to buy that Unicron figure that's going on right now. Anyway, this has been ArcNeo, and I will see you guys for the grand finale of Primetime. See you then.